What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Rebuilding the Washington Redskins. We've got our final offseason of the rebuild here, so we got to make it a big one and finally make this team, at worst, a playoff team next year, but maybe can go even beyond that. So we've got to take care of our re-signings first. Taking a look at these guys. Ty Summers, probably going to let him go. Devin McCourty only wants a one-year deal, but he has faced some age regression. Same thing with Jordan Reed. Jordan Lewis was our starting slot guy. I'm not sure I want to pay him a 3-year contract after he didn't do much for us. These guys will let test the market. Darius Geis. I did ask you guys to comment, and most of you guys were in agreement that we like Darius Geis, but just hasn't quite done enough for us. And not going to be worth the franchise tag. I don't think worth giving a 4-year contract. We'll let him test the market. Not to say we can't bring him back, but don't love it on that price tag. And then the rest of these guys, Jaron Christian maybe would be worth bringing back on a 1-year deal, but I feel like we'll be able to address that in free agency. Troy Apke, though, he only wants a cheap deal here. I'm actually going to pay him because we're letting McCourty go. He's been sitting back there. We might even have to start him. So we're going to bring him back on a 2-year deal, and that's really it. Might have to bring some of these guys back in free agency, but should have plenty of cap space to make this thing work. We still got Haskins on that rookie contract. So $47 million in cap space. And there are some heavy hitters available. All right. So we're going to go position by position. At running back, we got Love. We got Hilaire, who could get an opportunity this year finally. So I think it's smart to wait that out. We do need a fullback. Wide receiver, we're definitely good. Tight end, we're good as well. We might be able to sign a backup. We don't have any tackles on our depth chart, so it looks like Richardson did go ahead and retire. Jaron Christian is actually a top player, and he's not getting any offers here in the first year. So how about a 2-year offer, but we lower the asking price there. Keep the in-house guy that we've been developing. Didn't quite get the looks he may have wanted, and he kind of likes that deal. All right, at guard, we got Sewell. Center, we got Rolier. And then we got Sheriff, and we got Morgan Moses. He is aging. So Bulaga is on the market. I think we got to just go with what we have there. There's no free agent upgrades. And then on the D-line, we've got the interior guys intact. We could use a 5th guy. And then on the edge, we kind of have our guys. We got Sweat. Houston's still there. We'll keep him around. And then, of course, we got Takaris McKinley. Now, unfortunately, Leighton Vander Esch would be a great signing here. Interdivision, stealing from the Cowboys. But he's asking for edge rush money because Madden doesn't discriminate between outside linebackers, whether you're an edge or an off-ball guy. So he's asking for edge ball money, which I'm not going to give an off-ball guy that much money. Now, Luke Kuechly, on the other hand, is a free agent and asking for $30 million over 2 years. It's a pretty big need for us. That linebacker position just hasn't really taken that next step. And Fred Warner also available for edge money. So I think Luke Kuechly is going to be the play here. I don't know how much he would love to come to Washington, but the team's bidding for him. It's not like they're crazy contenders with the Colts, Vikings, and Steelers. They got as many question marks at their quarterback spot as we do. So let's pay up. Let's give Luke about $17 million a year, $16 million for 2 years. He's only 31. He can still play, and we are the top bidder there. So that'd be a big splash. And at corner, we definitely need some help. Jordan Lewis actually a top option here. Superstar X Factor Chris Harris at 33 years old. He could actually be a game changer in the slot for us. Justin Reed's available as a free safety. We definitely need to sign a safety, and Justin Reed would be a huge upgrade here. So let's pay him, and then let's see if we have enough after that to pay Chris Harris what he wants. So the front runners on Reed, and then Harris just wants a 1-year deal for $10 million. I'm gladly going to offer him even more than that. So beefing up this defense a good bit there, and that should hopefully put this thing over the edge. We don't have a kicker or a punter. We can deal with that later. So let's make those our splashes. We'll look at the depth later. and we get everyone but Reed. So the secondary's getting better. Chris Harris, Luke Kuechly. We get Christian back on a 2-year contract to be our starting left tackle. So that leaves us $14 million. We got to upgrade safety. So Devin McCourty is still available. He wants a 1-year deal. He can still move a little bit. I think that's the best option there, is to bring him back. We'll pay him more than he's asking for to get him back here. So keeping him around for longer than we probably ever imagined, but not going to complain. So I do think we could use a power back to be kind of the third guy here. Just someone that's not getting any offers. Maybe Royce Freeman, Jalen Samuels, Peyton Barber, Kalen Ballage, something like that. I'm going to go with Kalen Ballage. Maybe resurrect his career, but not going to give him nearly what he's asking for. Let's see if he bites on that. Probably won't. Fullback is something we could use. Stick with the Virginia theme. We've gotten off that a little bit. But Sam Rogers out of Virginia Tech. And then wide receiver, we're good. Tight end, could use a backup. Jordan Reed is still available. He's not getting any offers. That might be the play here. Bring him back on a cheap 1-year deal. Not going to give him what he's asking for. Not with his injury-prone history. I don't know how many of these guys are going to end up actually accepting these offers. And then on the D-line, we could use some depth. Lorenzo Carter's not getting any offers. I doubt he would take any low ball offer. Maybe if we dip a little lower, maybe. Could bring Ryan Kerrigan back on a cheap 1-year deal. All right, let's see what we're looking like after that. Got Kerrigan, McCourty, and our fullback. Nice. 5th-year options. Woohoo! Dwayne Haskins. I think we got to pick it up. He's definitely been good enough. So we'll pick up his option for his 5th year. And I think I'm just going to leave the offers I have on the table and see what happens. So we might actually get to experience that 5th year if my final episode, when we get there. All right, Jordan Reed caved, so we got Reed back for cheap. That's a good signing. Keeping some of these veterans around as band-aids. I don't hate it. Definitely don't hate it. But yeah, when we get to our final episode, if that episode gets 1,000 likes, then I will do a full sim of our 5th season. So we're technically not officially done after this year, just likely done, because we didn't reach that 1,000 likes last time. But gotta aim high. Okay, so starting the draft, I have had auto scouting on, and we're using a custom or a random generated draft class. And by the time we get this deep in our next rebuild, I will have fictional classes for this that will play nice with my roster. Not that EA's break my franchise modes, but they just do have some inconsistencies. I think the worst thing is that offensive linemen tend to be a little bit too high, but it's not the end of the world. So a linebacker goes 1st overall to the New England Patriots. Another linebacker. Linebacker, big need here. So we pick 9th. And let's just pause it, see if there's anyone we really like here. This free safety out of Boston College looks insane. Blair Bosher. 6'4", 206. I like this corner out of Boise State, 6'2". Good man coverage. Another corner I like. Those are definitely needs for us. Free safety, corner. Could use a pass rusher. This guy looks good. So I think that we should be okay to also a guard here that looks like a beast. We should be able to skip ahead to our pick. I see plenty of targets that are needs for us. Would love to get that safety, but I'm not going to trade up a bunch of draft picks for him. The tight end. There goes the safety to the Rams. God, he looks good. Wide receiver to the Packers. And there goes that Boise State corner, and he's not very good, so we get bailed out from not picking him. All right, let's see what we're looking at here. So we got a young, athletic corner would be an option. There is a quarterback available, but I don't know if that would be worth it. This speed rusher is definitely tempting. He's a good athlete, B+ finesse moves. A 6'6" power blocking guard. Could probably play tackle at that size, do a little Braden Smith action. Man, this guy looks like he could be a phenomenal player. He's first in bench reps. He's got B+ run block. He's 21 years old. That offensive line is always so hard to get. I think he's going to be the pick here. He's got an early first round grade. We're going to do it. Oh, he's got normal dev. But he's a beast. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and play him at right tackle. He's 6'6", 343. I think he can do it. He's got the size. Can't believe he's got normal dev, though. That's really unfortunate. I thought he was going to be like a superstar. Okay, let's go ahead to our next pick. So I think I found my target. I mean, this B zone coverage just stands out at this point. And at 5'11", 214, he could be a safety. He might be a little stiff, but with that zone, at that size, if he can tackle, he can play safety for us. So this is going to be the pick. 68 overall, but 75 zone. He's definitely a safety when you look at him. 64 tackling, 53 block shed. Absolutely going to be converted to a free safety for us. Now, he's probably just going to be depth. I thought he'd be better. He stood out a little more than that, but not the worst pick. So let's go skip ahead here. Now we're getting into unscouted territory a little bit. There's still a first round tight end available. Great athlete. This is a no-brainer. Hidden dev, 74 overall. That's a gem. 68 run block. This guy's a freak. It's one of the better picks of all my rebuilds. All right, John Rivers, welcome to the team. You're going to be our next Jordan Reed. Okay, things are going well. All right, we got to take a corner. All these guys are showing busts on him. Oh, this guy could be good. C+, pretty good athlete. Slot tight, but he's got a third-round grade. 66 overall. That's not bad for Madden's class. He's got 61 zone, though. But we can develop the zone at 22 years old. All right, I'm going to take a chance on a running back here. Thinking someone with some balance, some power. 5'11", 208. I'm basically just drafting on size. 5'8", 203 out of UNLV. Yikes. He does have hidden dev, though, so at least we got that. He's a decent athlete. It's not a total miss. He's got hidden dev. What if he's got a superstar X Factor? You never know, right? Okay, I'm going to take this guy. 21 years old, 6'3", 242, speed rusher, good combine grade. 60 overall. Yeah, he's a prospect. Could use some D-line depth. This guy's unscouted, but he's a good athlete. He's only 22. He's got kind of that hybrid size. He could be a D-end in our 3-4 scheme. And 59 overall. 74 finesse moves, though. Good athlete. And then 7th round pick. We still don't have kickers and punters. Should we take a chance on one of these guys? I wish we would have scouted him. Let's go kicker out of Indiana State. 69 overall. They'll do. And that's it. That's the draft. All right, not the worst draft. Definitely not the worst draft. I've had way worse using EA's classes, that's for sure. So let's look at the state of our roster. We'll make some free agent signings, and then we'll skip through the preseason. So we got some halfback depth. So this guy, he's got normal dev. I definitely want to play him a lot in the preseason so we find out what kind of development we're talking about here. We got our fullback. The wide receiver room is good to go. We don't even need to sign anyone. We got too much talent there. And then tight end, we got plenty of depth. This was a great pick. Let's get him a better number. without peeking at his development, because I do want that to be a pleasant surprise for all of us. Let's get him 84. All right. The offensive line is in... Forgot we do have Solomon Kinley. So we want to play John Lawson at right tackle. He's definitely got the size for it. I mean, 77 overall, it definitely was not a bad pick. He's just not going to develop very much. So, like, he's going to be a good player for us for sure. I think that's a really nice add. The D-line. Where's the guy? We drafted this guy. We're going to make him a defensive end. And he might actually be higher as a D end than he is as a D tackle. Yeah, he is. And is one of these archetypes a speed rusher? I can't remember. Let's see if at left end if he's a archetype fit. So that's not the worst pick. 60 overall that late in the draft is actually not too bad. For a good athlete with 74 finesse moves, you can work with that. We should sign an interior guy for sure. Ian Graves, he's going to have to develop. Linebacker room's in great shape. The corners, we're going to move this guy to free safety. He looks cool. Jakari Conrad, I like that name. 67 overall at free safety. And we got to sign a punter. Okay, so let's see who's available. We definitely need a corner, a D tackle, and a punter. Brian Bulaga actually slips through the cracks, but I think I'm going to let him sit there. We wanted Kalen Balaj, but we don't have a ton of cap space to make these signings, so I'm going to wait on him. A lot of good receivers sitting out here, but we just don't need that position. Mike Gesicki is available. All right, we got to pick him up. Someone was requesting a speed tight end earlier. We gotta bring in Mike Gesicki. He's too good to pass. Okay. Yeah, we need... Mike Daniels would be good as like a rotational speed rusher. On the inside there. Shelby Harris. Both those guys would be good. Let's just sign them both. Let's wait actually. Let's come back to that because I want to make sure we have enough space for a corner here. Anthony Averett. Stick with the Alabama trend. I think let's do that. Best option. He might have to start, so we definitely want to do that. Okay. And then we do need a punter. But that's pretty easy. Let's get a young guy. No, they all stink. Just sign the best one, I guess. And then we should have enough money to bring in Shelby Harris as well. So we can actually save $7.8 million by releasing Morgan Moses after we drafted that tackle. I think I'm going to do that because we want to bring in some young talent here as well. I just want to make sure. Actually, Justin Houston would save $6 million, and he's not playing much of a role here. Let's actually release him instead. I feel better about our depth at that position, so let's make the smart move there. And then anyone else that we might not want? Probably not. I forgot we have Kerrigan here. He can play Houston's role. That should be enough to bring in some young talent here to maybe make the practice squad or something like that. Just to compete in the preseason, so let's look at, I guess we'll just scroll by position. Speedy running back, Luis Shaw. Sign him. Rich Frank out of Boston College. Good looking fullback. I like him. I think I might just cut Sam Rogers and go with him as our starter. Wide receiver. David Windsor out of Air Force, 21 years old. Yes, please, for $550K. Now we don't have enough room for tight ends, so let's skip through them. Or wide receivers rather. O-line, just looking for any sleepers. Not seeing any. Alani Graves. Sure. And then D-line. Not much catching my eye there. Derek Han out of Drake, 21 years old. Not bad, but don't see him making the team. Corner, nobody. Free safety. Alright, that'll do. We got a full roster. Okay, skipping ahead. Fingers crossed for no injuries. We're just going to go all the way up to week 4. And then we'll make our cuts. Alright, 18 cuts. Should have some easier ones in here. Nick Autry. Was he drafted last year? Let's just go by position. That's always easier for me. Okay, running back. I think this Shaw guy is interesting, but we're going to practice squad him. So we'll go with those 4. We're going to cut Sam Rogers. And then one thing I'm going to do, all the undrafted guys that make our team, just because this is a realistic rebuild, I'm going to go ahead and put them on 3-year contracts, which I wish this is the way it was originally. A little bit of guaranteed money. JoJo Ward, I think I'm just going to cut you straight up. I'm going to practice squad Devin Windsor. So we'll roll with these guys at wide receiver. Tight end, cut Jaden Graham. Got a lot of good tight ends here. And with John Rivers being a good blocker, I think we can go ahead and let Hireman go. A lot of guard depth. Practice squad, you. Gonna cut you. Actually, he's got 71 pass block. We're gonna practice squad Graves, who we signed. And we got Morgan Moses as tackle depth. I don't think we need 4 tackles. We might have to come back to those guards. We'll see. We want to keep all our D linemen. Maybe cut Rashard Lawrence. He hasn't developed at all. Outside linebacker. We don't need all these guys. So how about we just practice squad Graves, who we did draft, but just too much depth there. We're going to keep all our middle linebackers. At corner, we're going to just cut him. Will Teller, who we drafted, we'll keep him around. We got 4 more cuts to make. Gonna go back to those guards. I think we can cut Cole Laval. I think we can cut Wes Martin. So that's 2. Gonna practice squad Daniel Charleston, I think. Yeah, we're gonna practice squad him again. We got 1 more cut to make. It's a bit of a tough one. They're recommending Anthony Schwartz or D'Angelo Malone. We could probably afford to practice squad Schwartz. We've got speed. It's not like we're going to use him. We got McLaurin and Ruggs are equally as fast. We're going to practice squad him. I don't think he'll get picked up. And we'll go to week 1. So Christian Fulton gets an upgrade. He's going to have to step up this year as our number 1 corner. So first round pick years ago. We need him to start showing that. And then Curtis Weaver. He could get an added role this year. He's developed okay here. He's a 70 now. 1 agility, 3 finesse moves. That's a good boost. So, geez, he's up to 85 finesse moves. We might have to play him. That's really impressive. It's a lot higher than Montez Sweat, I'm pretty sure. So our season goal, make the playoffs. I'm going to run through the depth chart, and then we'll be on our way. I'll just stop at any points of interest here. Shouldn't be too many surprises, but we'll go Trey Quinn in the slot. Ruggs is our 4. Harmon is our 5. Callaway, 6th. At tight end, we're going to go Rivers over Reed, keeping Gesicki as more of a deep piece. So we could technically actually play Moses at tackle instead of Christian, but I think I'd rather play Christian, even though his pass blocking is a lot worse. Actually, he's a lot worse at everything. I think we got to play Moses. No, we're going to stick with the plan. And Moses kind of fits. Like, look at Moses' physical comparison and with John Lawson. Like, they're the same body, so we'll keep them as the right tackles, as those mauling right tackle prototypes. So you look at Sweat and you look at Weaver. I mean, Sweat very well could be better than, Weaver could actually be better than Sweat. Definitely going to be a short fuse for Sweat. If he doesn't produce early, we're going to pull him and put Weaver in there. We're going to go at linebacker. We're starting to get a bit of a Boston College pipeline now. So Chris Harris, we're going to go slot corner. He actually has reinforcement, which is interesting. So he'll make a really good slot corner. We're going to start Quentin Dunbar, who's been our best corner. And then safety, we should be good to go. Very old defense, but it should work. I like this defense this year. I think it's going to be pretty solid. We're going to have this Stuart Blackwater returning kicks and punts for us because he's got hidden dev. We'll have Ruggs as well. But I like that idea. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire also going to get some looks this year. We don't really have a bruising back, so Bryce Love's going to have to take care of that job for us. Trey Quinn in the slot, of course. All right, and then rush, and this always gets screwed up. So we'll go Tock McKinley and Weaver. Then Sweat and Weaver. Rush D tackle, that we actually want Jonathan Allen and Matthew Ioannidis. Then Mike Daniels. Sub linebacker is good. Slot corner, Chris Harris. And we are good to go. So we have set up the team, I think, for success. We've built a pretty solid team here. We compared ourselves to the Tennessee Titans last year, hoping to override that comparison. I mean, this defense should be pretty good this year. We got talent all across the board, a lot of veterans in here, a lot of chemistry with these guys. So I'm hoping for the best. Not that chemistry matters for anything in Madden, but it does in our hearts. So if you enjoy the offseason, if you're enjoying the series, please hit that like button. We'll be back in a couple days with the start of the season. Looks like we got 3 divisional play the moments. So in our final season, we're just playing those division games, play the moment style. So we're going to have 3 of those off the bat. So that'll be exciting. So peace out, guys. We'll see you for the next one.